On Saturday, July 29, Montrouge Plainfield will be transformed into a sea of grills as food, fun, and friends collide. It's the 10th annual Maggie King of the Grill competition. The best chef and barbecue kings and queens compete for cash, a new grill, and the title of Maggie King of the Grill. Come savor the flavors. Try to bust the ice cold bar and let the kids have their way in the bouncing castles, pony rides, slides, and games. Try your hand at dominoes or the beer and leg competition and win instant cash. Come 7 p.m. you go stateside to enjoy performances from top local acts. It's a whole evening of fun at the Maggie King of the Grill. Saturday, July 29 at the Montrouge Plainfield. Gates open from 12 noon. $10 get you on the inside. Powered by Maggie, Hot 98, and GBN Television.
Good morning to you one and all. Welcome to this segment of Good Morning Grenada. For today, it's Wednesday, the 14th day of June. It's a Wednesday, yeah? Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. And, hope you had a great night. A very, very great night. Hope you enjoyed your night. And you're thankful for today because there are so many folks who went to bed last night and did not come through this morning. They were called. Their number played. They bingoed. You understand? So you're here in the land of the living. Thank God for life. That's the least we can do. All right. Good morning to you, Mary E. Bangs. Also, Sharon Pilgrim says, excellent. I don't know what. Catherine Phillip. Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Innocent, and my wonderful people. Have a fantastic day. Same to you. Lydia Cameron, good morning, Innocent, and my Grenadian people. Lydia, come home quick, all right? Veronica Sandy says, good morning, GBN, Grenada. Good morning, Gordon, Innocent, Joseph. Blessings to everyone. Thank you all so much. How are we doing? How are you today? Well, I hope all is well. And as Pastor Fletcher always says, even if all is not well, you're still not doing too bad. Good morning, Auntie. Yeah, Winifred Hancock Adams, how are you doing this morning? You good? Yeah, keep that smile. You're looking young as ever. Age doesn't catch up with you at all. Keep it up. Keep praying. Keep strong. All right, let's get to the meat of the matter this morning. It's 24 minutes on to 7 o'clock. Once again, I want to say good morning to the Roberts family out there in Grenville. Elon and Ella and Elia and everybody, just be strong. I know it's tough, it's trying. I keep promising myself that I will look at the obituaries because whenever I look there, I'm seeing so many people that I know. Some are acquaintances, some are friends, some are, people that I just know. I'm seeing this gentleman from Moncton, Sherlan's father, Mr. Charles. Good morning to the family. Condolences to the family. I'm seeing Flying Cloud's brother. Yeah, from Subies. Wow. Well, I guess Francis is going to be here. And I'm seeing so many folks that I know. I just have to be thankful. Could have been me. My number just ain't called yet. Thank you, Father, for life. Oh, my goodness. Uncle Glyden, good morning to you and the family. Cassie, Carly, Curtie, everybody, good morning. Curtie and his dear wife, and do good morning to you, sir. How are you? Salisbury Road. Yeah, Otis Fireball Primers, good morning. DJ Hot Wax, Wayne Archibald, good morning. You just crossed my mind. Nonetheless, folks, the word of the day today, it is a verb. It is the word December. And it is spelled D-I-S-S-E-M-B-L-E. Again, D-I-S-S-E-M-B-L-E. Having repeated this reminded me of the days at the Hermitage Government School where I was teaching children how to spell words. Oh my goodness. Yeah, time has really gone, man. I've got an ex-student of mine, Jade Bridgman. She celebrated yesterday and come talking about she's getting old. Jade, have some respect. You're still a child. Good. What dissemble means? Well, dissemble is a formal word that means to conceal facts, feelings, or intentions with deceptive explanations, reasons, etc. It's frequently used as a gentler way to say lie. Okay, I'll repeat that. I'll reiterate this. Dissemble is a formal word that means to conceal facts, feelings, or intentions with deceptive explanations or reasons. It's frequently used as a gentler way to say lie. Okay, here's how we can use that word. The board's members have lost all confidence in the organization's leader because she has repeatedly dissembled about basic facts about the organization's financial status. Yeah, okay. You see that all the time. All the time. So that's the word of the day, dissemble. Remember how it is spelled, D-I-S-S-E-M-B-L-E. All right, it is a verb, so write it down. Learn to spell it, learn to pronounce it. Most importantly, learn to use it. Good morning to you, Mr. Michael Batiste out there in Grenville. Morning, how are you doing? Hope all is well. Rins, good morning to you also, you and the family. One beef roti with a lamb coming up. Let's get to the thought of the day. And the thought of the day today says, you don't know why God has put that person in your path. It's not a coincidence. He's strategically lined up every person, every detail, and every step of your life. Now do your part. Don't miss an opportunity to do good for others. Good morning, Nadisha. It's a bit long, but I know you'd like this one. You do not know why God has put that person in your path. Sometimes I wonder, well, Papa God, why you send that person here? I mean, but then you also have to remember that some people are in your life for a season, a particular season, for a process of transition from one phase to another. They're not permanent. And sometimes we break our hearts by ourselves, because we're getting a hold on to something that is holding on to us. Yeah, it's not a coincidence, all right? God has strategically lined up every person, every detail, and every step of your life. Now do your part. Don't miss an opportunity to do good for others. That's by Joel Austin. Nice. 19 minutes on to 7 o'clock. That is the time. What's buzzing? What's buzzing today? Well, get ready for, of course, the Maggie King of the Grill. It comes up on Saturday, the 29th of July at the Monrouge playing field. Don't you miss it. It's going to start at 12 noon, and there's a live show that starts at 7 top local artists, and we're kind of thinking about bringing a foreign act too, Who knows? Maybe Shaggy. I can't. Not Grenadian Shaggy, all right? I think foreign Shaggy, all right? Yeah, so it's going to be a day full with fun, food, and music. All right, check it out. Don't forget to get yourself acquainted with the Spice Mass Corporation's event calendar of events for 2023, for Spice Mass 2023. Get a hold of it and get yourself acquainted with it. Now, also buzzing this morning, government will not be divulging why Grenada was not included on a recently updated list of countries granted visa-free entry into Canada. Prime Minister the Honorable Deacon Mitchell says he is leaving that decision to the Canadian government. Smelling something, I ain't know what I'm smelling, but I ain't like that tone. But in any case, in due course. All right. The curtains came down on 2 days of drug abuse stakeholder consultation, which sought to draft, formulate, and implement a national drug policy in the long term. All right, that's good news. All right, also buzzing, the legal fraternity is mourning the loss of Justice Claire Henry, a renowned jurist from Antigua and Barbuda who served Grenada and the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court. May her soul rest in perfect peace, or as the younger folks nowadays say, return if possible. All right. Now, something that buzzed on the GBN I saw, a huge boulder in the Woodlands area remains a concern for many. All right. TV guy, can you think you can get this boulder up quickly that people can see? All right. Yeah. I remembered only Monday listening to Sylvan McIntyre. He was sharing some knowledge. Yeah. Yeah, we can do this. Where he spoke about the boulder that claimed about 11 lives on the western side. That would have been either 89 or 90 because I was still a teacher at the Hermitage Government School when that happened. Yeah, my good friend Aga Joseph lost a son. So many folks, Yep. All right. So this is it. And we'd like to extend congratulations to all the successful participants of the just completed and just released results of the CPEA exams. I know all parents are anxious and can't wait for September to reach to see their son or daughter dressed with their tie or in the secondary school uniform. It is the accomplishment of a first milestone. Then there are many more to go. They have the TAM CC and if possible university to go to also. All right, so these are the stories that are buzzing this morning. Before we go, let's quickly take a look at the Facebook page. Jennifer Lewis, good morning, Grenada, blessings to all. Right. Arthur Langa, and what's it, Papi? Coming home for Carnival? All right, he says, good morning to you, my brother, all the way from New York. Sylvina Charles, good morning, innocent, and everyone, smile. Jesus loves you. Yes, Jesus loves me. You remember that song? Mike Hutchinson and family, good morning, bro. How you doing? Love as always. All right, Monet Williams says, good morning, GBN, Grenada, Carriacou, Pity Martinique, Gordon, Mr. Innocent, my Grenadian people. Happy Wednesday to each and every one of you. Give God thanks and praises because he wake us up this morning and very lucky he grant us another day. Blessings from New York. All right, Wallet Aquat, good morning. Morning, Mr. Joseph. Morning, Walland, yes, okay. All right, a good friend of mine is also here, Hilarion Gunpot. How you do? Doo-doo. Yeah, we will link up sometime, a past student of McDonald College. All right. Blessed morning. Have a great day. 91. I remember I was in Form 4. Yeah, 90. Okay, that is when the boulder fell. Okay, someone says, good morning to you. To love. Yes, I love it. All right. Nadisha, how do you do? You good? All right. Folks, we've got to go to do the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather. Those of you on the television platform, we've got a rebroadcast of last evening's television news. Okay, good morning, Daddy. Hope God has done it again. I don't know, Ohima, I can't pronounce this name. Looks African, but good morning, Daddy. Okay. Always listening. Jennifer Lawrence, always listening. Good morning. Bye-bye, folks. We've got to do the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather. See you on the flip side of 7 with the conversation. We do have a guest in studio this morning, a representative from the Grenada Football Association. See you. Bye-bye.
When you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. Oh, I'll be right next to you. No, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands. We got everything we need. 'Cause you can look to me whenever you're in need. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide. The light that shines our way. Wherever you road leads, we'll be right there with you. Wherever you road leads, we'll make your dreams come true. Next time, next time, next time, right next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Good evening, I'm Kenroy Batiste with CPEA results just released by the Ministry of Education to schools only, and the changes made by government relating to the publication of the results. The Grenada Broadcasting Network sought the views of people in the heart of St. George about these changes. It's what they've been saying to us.
That decision, well, I don't find that really makes sense. As a true Grenadian, I do see that makes sense. Especially people will like to know how much the children come, maybe for second or third. And if you cannot hear that, it don't make a sense. So better, well, if you want to forget it's up to them, that their personal opinion. So everybody has a personal opinion. So you have to live with that.
Oh, it's change, I guess. Sometimes it's difficult to accept change, but change comes, and with time, people will understand why. That's all I have to say.
Is with what they do with the exam, because my son plays for Happy Hill. You have to travel with 4 buses. I'm not working every day. I'm a single parent. I don't like it.
Where do you live?
St. Paul's. Trying to see if I could get him in GBSS.
The public should at least know what's going on. And I mean, I don't find that it's so much of a good idea, man. At least people should know. It should be in the newspaper, on the news, just on the flash, just on the headlines or whatsoever. Yeah, that's my thoughts about that. I think, the public should know what's going on with the education of the children.
The placement of the children and the schools matters not to me, because at times we as parents are to blame for that, because we do a lot of nonsense. We act more than the children. We overreact, for that matter. We tend to get very competitive, and this school is better than that school, and no school is better than no. Is when what your child put his and her mind to, that makes a difference. So it matters not to me. My child went to the school that she set her mind to, and I'm most pleased with that.
And that is something that would be missing. People look forward to knowing when the CPA results come out, to know the top schools, to know the children who did well. And I don't know, we have to change that, because it's like a culture for us. And that spurs excellence in our children.
Now, government will not be divulging why Grenada was not included on a recently updated list of countries granted visa-free entry into Canada. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell says he's leaving that decision to the Canadian government. Sherry Blackman, Stephen reports.
1 week ago, Canada announced the addition of 13 countries to its electronic travel authorization program for eligible travelers. 5 of those countries are among Grenada's closest neighbors: Antigua and Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Lucia, and Trinidad and Tobago. However, Grenada was not on the list, a fact that prompted many nationals to clamor for answers. But the response they seek won't come from the Grenadian leader. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell, during GBN's Beyond the Headlines Monday night, said his government will continue to lobby its Canadian counterpart to reinstate visa-free access or electronic travel authorization for Grenadians wishing to travel to the Commonwealth country.
I would prefer not to say why the Canadians did what they did. I think it's really for the Canadians to speak to that, and I am not going to speculate. Right? Thirdly, no, it is not because of Grenadians. I can see this certainly. Well, first of all, our CBI program, at least since we've been in office, has not been mismanaged, and it is not because of that.
According to the Prime Minister, government is confident that whenever Canada's visa waiver list is next reviewed, there ought not to be any reasons why Grenada should not be included.
In the interim, the Canadians have pledged a commitment to having more frequent visits to get the biometrics, because that's one of the main concerns. It's not so much that you have to get a visa, but the fact that there is no visa processing center in Grenada, and there is in St. Vincent, St. Lucia, Trinidad, for example, and you have to take a plane and go to one of these places, incur the costs, the hotel, etc., just to get the biometrics done. So we certainly will continue working with our Canadian partners to address whatever issues they may have.
Interestingly, less than 24 hours after revealing the list of new visa-exempt countries, Canadian High Commissioner to Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, Lillian Chatterjee, announced that Grenada and Dominica will be listed in the CAN Plus program, which facilitates expedited visitors' visa processing for people who had Canadian visas within the last 10 years or currently in possession of a valid U.S. visa. Grenada was removed from the list of countries with visa-free access to Canada in December of 2001. The Prime Minister spoke about the luxury Grenadians had with visa-free travel to Canada and the reasons he believes that changed.
The fact that Grenada once had the visa waiver requirement and why subsequently it was imposed. And it is the former administration's complete mishandling of the offshore sector, which was a complete and utter disaster that created the situation. And Grenadians have regrettably had to live with this at significant cost and inconvenience over the last several 15 or more years.
GBN reached out to former Foreign Affairs Minister Peter David, and he has promised to respond to the statement. We will bring that response when it becomes available. Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
Other news, Dominica and Grenada have been selected to stage Recycle OECS model demonstration projects. More in this Chrislina John report.
Grenada is one of 2 Caribbean islands identified by the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, the OECS, to stage a Recycle OECS model demonstration project. Dominica also met the eligibility criteria, and the 2 were deemed most ready and viable for that purpose. The disclosure was made by Mr. Chamberlain Emmanuel, head of the OECS Environmental Sustainability Division, during the unveiling of the Recycle OECS project last Friday on the eve of World Oceans Day. The project is aimed at reducing plastic pollution in the OECS. The key outputs are the design and implementation of a model for sustainable waste separation, collection, and recycling of plastic waste for the OECS. An important aspect of the model is that it will consider a regional approach, self-financing, sustainability, and business viability. Communications manager at the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority, Mona Julian, said the opportunity is timely for Grenada as the country stands to benefit immensely.
Comes at a time when Grenada is at the crossroads of changing the way we manage waste, with plans to focus greater attention on waste diversion, both as a means of encouraging businesses to be born out of waste while cutting back on waste going to our landfills for final disposal and addressing all of those countless environmental and public health challenges that have emerged through improper disposal and management of waste.
Plastic waste makes up 13.9% of the waste stream, making it the second highest waste stream for Grenada. Mrs. Julian said the focus for the OECS project is on plastic waste, hence the immense benefits predicted for Grenada.
For us in Grenada, the implementation of Recycle OECS will place Grenada in a position to create systems for waste separation, collection, and processing. And this would encourage the establishment of the enabling environment to encourage businesses to be born out of waste.
Mrs. Julian highlighted some of the gains to be had from this Recycle OECS project.
We have quite a lot to benefit from this. We are at the stage where Grenada having the announcement being made on Friday of last week at the OECS Commission. We are now in the position where we have to accept this project here for Grenada, and I think that given all the benefits that are to be derived, we will accept this project and move on in terms of implementing the various components, that would speak to businesses that would be established from this initiative.
Recycle OECS is funded by the European Union and implemented by the OECS Commission in partnership with the Agence Française de Développement, AFD. The 2-year project supports the broader European Union Zero Waste Initiative in the Caribbean program, which aims to strengthen the EU-Caribbean partnership for cooperation in the field of circular economy and solid waste management. Christina John, GBN News.
Well, the curtains came down on day 2 of the drug abuse stakeholder consultation, which sought to draft, formulate, and implement a national drug policy in the long term. Here's the report.
The first draft of the National Drug Policy should be presented to the representative ministries, Prime Minister's Ministry and Ministry of Education, by July 2023 to garner feedbacks before it goes to Cabinet for approval. GBN sought feedbacks from participants. Superintendent Simon Dixon, head of the Drug Squad unit of the Royal Grenada Police Force, said it was a good exercise overall and foresees positive outcomes once implemented.
As far as I know, the existing policy ended about, I think, 2018, and we're way due for another policy. It covers every aspect of drugs, be it in the workplace, juveniles, drug legislation, drug control, and all those aspects. It was a wonderful 2 days. Takeaway, it would enable us to probably get more resources, probably force the government's hand into probably supplying more resources into the fight against narcotics in Grenada. It will look at collaborations, information sharing, and other aspects of that. So it was a good program. It was a good exercise, and I believe we would gain so much from it going further.
Jude Hector, Executive Director of Adult and Teen Challenge and stakeholder in the just concluded drug abuse consultation, said what can be looked forward to is a collation of all the items discussed, such as prevention, treatment and recovery, demand reduction, institutional strengthening, among others.
Today what we do is we bring everything together in one document that then will be a draft policy document that would then have to get cabinet approval. And what the expectation is that that the government will now, from a legislation perspective, because we have the policy, but now we need to have the legislation to support the policy. And we made the observation that without the proper legislation, the policy will not work. So the expectation out of this is that government will now look at the policy, because this is going to be a 5-year policy. So for the next 5 years, this will be the policy governing the drug policy at the national level, really. The Drug Secretariat sits with the Ministry of Education. There is also a strong link with national security. So I believe with those two ministries, it's then going to be looked at, and then once they deem it being at a position where it can be presented to Cabinet, at that point it will go to Cabinet for review and approval.
Hector cited adjustments that are likely in order for the policy to be effective.
But how do our legislation needs to either be strengthened, or in some cases there might be some new ones that will be required to make sure it works. So there will be some commitment on the government's part. For example, in cases where we need more resources, right? What the discussion shows is that there are a number of areas that needs additional resources for it to work. So now we need the government to then allocate some of those resources, either having it directly or finding other ways that we can resource the departments to make it work properly.
The 2-day session began on Monday at the Grenada Youth Center. Christina John, GBN News.
Network News, welcome back. The legal fraternity is mourning the loss of Justice Claire Henry, a renowned jurist from Antigua and Barbuda who serves Grenada and the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, ECSC. The retired female High Court judge passed away in the United States following a period of illness.
Justice Claire Henry's distinguished legal career began as a law assistant and a senior law assistant in the New York City Civil Court and the New York State Supreme Court in Brooklyn, having completed her studies at New York Law School. She subsequently served as Crown Counsel in the Attorney General's chambers for Antigua and Barbuda from 1986 to 1989 before establishing her private law practice. In 1994, she became a magistrate, ascending to the position of Chief Magistrate in 2000. She was appointed as a High Court judge for the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court in 2004 and served as High Court judge in Grenada from 2008 to 2014. President of the Grenada Bar Association, Derek Sylvester, has extended condolences to the family of the now deceased former High Court judge.
Justice Henry didn't only serve as a judge in the civil court, she also practiced extensively in the criminal court. So she would have met all, if not most, of the attorneys in Grenada during the period that she sat. I recall that the Bar Association then had a grand send-off for her when she was leaving the state of Grenada to sit in another jurisdiction. And subsequently, she was elevated to the Court of Appeal, where she acted for some time prior to her retirement. So again, we extend our condolences to the family of Justice Claire Henry and to all her brother and sister judges who sat with her.
Attorney Sylvester recalled interacting with Justice Henry during her stint on the island. He said she will be remembered for her calm, confident, and pleasant nature when she sat, irrespective of the nature of the matter, criminal or civil.
She exuded a calm, pious confidence. I recall that she was a Seventh-day Adventist, and she always encouraged attorneys and clients to be prayerful and also to be mindful of the fact that there are two types of judgments. You have earthly judgments and you have divine judgment. She was a Seventh-day Adventist, and I recall, on her vehicle she had a sticker, and it was written on that sticker, "Life is short, pray long." But she would be sorely missed, and to her family, we extend condolences on behalf of the Grenada Bar Association.
Attorney Anselm Clouden, who recalls appearing before Madam Justice Henry on several occasions, shared his sentiments on her passing.
It was a very scholastic judge, one who had no doubt attained lofty heights of scholastic objectivity, and it was reflected in her judgments. She gave some well-reasoned judgment, very succinct and with great precision of language. I extend my profound sympathy. She would be missed. I appeared before her because she was in charge of court number 1, so I appeared before her very many times, too numerous to mention. And she was always so pedantic with her pronouncements, and it was a pleasure to sit in her court, to conduct a trial in her court.
For GBN News, I'm Nisha Paul.
Attorney at Law Anselm Clouden is calling on the Judicial and Legal Services Commission to make speedy appointments to the local bench following the recent departure of High Court Judge Justice Victoria Charles Clark. He believes that this will assist with the backlog of cases that currently exist in the legal system.
Now, we have had matters pending here for 12 years. The one drug matter, Singh et al., 12 years ago. The Bartholomew case, that was heard 3 months ago. The judge who had ordered a retrial, she had to resign because she has reached the age. I don't know why arrangements could not have been made to extend her contract to deal with all these old matters.
Mr. Clouden referenced an 18-year delay in one particular case, which he says is as a result of systemic institutional problems.
We have had a backlog of criminal cases here for years. The DPP's office and at the opening of their assizes, OA Termini, there's always an inexhaustible list. So that cases like this, for example, this matter that's on today, the state and Charles Rodrigue. This is a matter of vintage, 18 years ago. The complainant is now a big grown lady living in Canada. She's back for the trial. We have had too much of a backlog. And the legislature, we have not been able to get it right in Grenada.
The Attorney at Law is calling on the Judicial and Legal Services Commission, which is responsible for making appointments to the bench, to address the issue as a matter of urgency, noting that there are over 150 matters to be adjudicated on the current assizes list.
The Chief Justice must intervene and appoint a judge, albeit a temporary judge, to address the criminal courts of Grenada. One judge cannot handle that volume of work. And I'm concerned, as a practitioner of some vintage, that this judge, now presiding, Madam Justice Guilford, she's doing 2 trials at the same time. So one in the morning and one in the evening. The justice then is being sacrificed. You understand? And we can do better and ought to do better. We need at least 2 more criminal judges. Things have expanded. You understand? And we have more and more of a backlog. And justice requires the presumption of innocence that works until trial. But it's like hell to get to trial.
Coming into us, police are seeking the assistance of the general public in locating Benedict Philip, a 62-year-old unemployed man of Upper St. John, St. Andrew. He is approximately 6 feet, 2 inches in height, medium build, brown in complexion, with brown eyes and a dreadlock hairstyle. Mr. Philip last spoke to his relatives on Monday, May 29, 2023. He has neither been seen or heard from since. Anyone seen Benedict Philip or having any information on his whereabouts is asked to contact Grenville Police Station 442-7224, Police Emergency 911, Police Hotline 444-1958, or the nearest police station. A huge boulder in the Woodlands area remains a concern for many. Let's take a look at our GBN eyesore submission.
Our citizen journalist is highlighting what they consider a grave concern in the Woodlands area in St. George. The submitted photographs capture land being graded directly under a huge boulder. Our eyesore reporter is appealing to the Department of Physical Planning to assess the potential hazard as soon as possible. Apart from the usual awe-inspiring moments, GBN's eyesore segment can be used to highlight concerns within your surroundings. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp at 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Grill Master. Now available. Grill Master Takeaway. Healthy choices of dinner is available every day from 5 p.m. A solution to end your day with healthy, hot meals. Are you tired of fried, greasy foods, junk food, high-calorie food before bed, leading to a bad night and sleep? Grill Master brings the solution for you by offering customized, hot, fresh, healthy grilled food sustainable for after workout, your keto diet, and those who love greens. Let your last meal be your next day fresh start. Grill Master is second to none. Advance your order for pickup or delivery at 439-3737 or our WhatsApp number at 1-473-423-3737. Grill Master, second to none.
served Grenada for decades. We are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
Hi, welcome to Sunny Electrical. How may I help?
We offer electrical wire and accessories, tools, and appliances for all residential, commercial, and industrial applications, which is what we are known for. And we expanded our products with new innovative ways to modernize your home. New homeowners will be captivated in our lighting showrooms.
Some more pendant lights here. These are very multifunctional because they can work for kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms.
We have a wide selection of lighting, ranging from indoor to outdoor and solar. We are also available for site visit services to assist you with selecting the perfect light for your forever home. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grenada, St. George. Southern Electrical. Best value, expert advice, quality products. We hope to see you soon.
And so it begins. A journey like none other. Every moment has the potential to be unforgettable. Bring home a piece of the tropical green forest with every emerald. Capture the sparkling light of flawless water in a diamond. Make the sunrise and sunsets last forever. With precious colored gemstones, the essence of happiness is in our most precious memories. So when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will last forever. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
GRENDEC Community Partnership Initiative.
One of the things that GND Schools Incorporated, as a nonprofit organization, what we do, we give a wonderful gift of a library to primary schools. To date, we have given 25 libraries away, and we are building the 26th in partnership with the GRENDEC Community Partnership Initiative. We are building in Dover even as I speak. Our library design has been impacted by COVID-19. We are changing the design. We always nice it up. We always change it around. We always ensure that when we give the 23rd school a library, it doesn't look exactly like the first 10. And now that we reach number 26, we are looking at more standalone single seating. We've changed that model. We've also changed some of the actual physical accessories in the library, and we are also looking at new prototypes, different prototypes of furniture to make our libraries dynamic and ever-changing and vibrant. It is the second grant that we would have got from GRENDEC Community Partnership Initiative, and we're really, really thankful to GRENDEC for that. We were able to build a 625 square foot library at the Calais Government School, and now we are so very grateful that we are doing the same thing in Carriacou at Dover.
GRENDEC, energizing our community.
All right, folks, welcome back to the conversation. It's 17 minutes gone past the 7 o'clock, and as I hinted to you earlier, I have with me in the studio the GFA's Public Relations Officer or Media Consultant. I like to use that term. It's a big term because she's a big bouch, you know what I'm talking about. I'm speaking of none other than Ria Murray. my colleague Ria. Good morning.
Good morning, Innocent, and it's always a pleasure to be here with you in studio.
Okay. That's I thought it was just to be here, but then you confirmed it being with me in the studio.
Yes.
Nice. How are you doing? Besides the cold?
Well, besides the cold, I'm doing well. I'm doing pretty well. But as you can hear from the voice, at least you're hearing it now.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm pretty good.
Do I need to put on a mask or something?
Probably, but I think you know how to stay away from the flu.
Yeah.
So I have
I am capable.
I have all faith in you.
I am capable of staying away from the flu, but staying away from you is a problem.
Okay. Well, something's got to give.
All right. Nice. Okay, folks, Ria is here to talk with us about the launching of the GFA's Premier League. How is football generally, though, before we do that?
How is football generally? So we were able to complete last season and in the conference, which took a long time, and we were able to pay recently prizes for last season. So Hurricanes SC was the winner for last season. They received their prize money for the last season. Sunsetters won the Conference League playoff with the big 8, and they also received their money. So all the Premier League, all the teams that were in the Premier League for the last season, they got their monies, and then the top 3 in the Conference League playoff. Other than that, we have 5 national teams in training, and things are going pretty smoothly. And then we have our senior men. They're out there in Florida.
6-0 and all.
Yes.
Is that some sort of revenge? Although it's not the national team, but the USA came here and gave us, 13?
They gave us 7. Where did you get 13?
Oh, I must have gotten it in TT, maybe.
Probably have to be.
But we were able to go back on their soil and give one of their teams 6.
One of their professional teams 6-0. So, when I heard that, I was very, very happy. It's not the U.S. team, but still a little...
What is the U.S. team?
It's not the U.S. national team, but we still take comfort in giving them...
An American is an American, whether you're from Miami or Tennessee.
Right. Yeah, so with the new head coach, remember he started with our local players and brought them together in training to look at their fitness level, their talent, what they could do. He was also doing a lot of video analysis. So he asked to see the last 2 matches, or the last 3 matches that we had in the Nations League. He analyzed, he looked at the issues that the team had. And, basically what he said to me was, in the USA game, a lot of the players were putting in the effort, but they were not playing as a team.
They were not coordinating.
Yes.
Okay. I thought so.
And then usually that's because the overseas-based players, they don't come in that long before a match.
To gel.
Right? But after he worked with the local players, he worked with the overseas-based players. They actually were here on island, and they were working together as a team and have been doing so for more than 2 weeks. And now everyone, in terms of who was picked for the squad, for the 23-man squad, they are presently in Florida, and they are working extremely hard. And then we have, the fruits of that labor, winning that practice match so convincingly. And then this Saturday, at the DRV PNK Stadium, that's in Fort Lauderdale, at 9 p.m., they will play Guyana. So we look forward to that encounter and to see, if the investments we are making will pay off. But, you have to be a Spice Boys fan. Once you're born in Grenada, you have to be a Spice Boys fan right through.
Yeah, win or lose.
Win or lose.
Yeah,
so we are looking forward to Saturday.
Before we really touch the Premier League launch. A background on the new coach. Where is he from? What's his background?
So his name is Terry Connor. He's from the UK. He played top flight football within the UK, and then he went on to coach. So he has had a very valuable coaching experience in the UK. And so as a player, he was even an English U21 player. He played for that team. So bringing all that together, he has really been making an impact on the team, and we look forward to see how far.
Any Grenadian connection? Is he Grenadian by any stretch of the imagination?
No, he doesn't have Grenadian connections, but he does have connections to St. Kitts, so he's a Caribbean man, and he wants to give back to the Caribbean and Grenada.
All right. I understand that. And
yes.
I'm happy that he chose Grenada to work along with.
I'm happy too.
Because I am, just like cricket, I'm a follower of football, and I'm seeing some of the results of Darren Sammy and Cal Hooper with West Indies cricket already, or at least I hope.
Okay.
Because they start winning matches like crazy. Although it's underrated teams, they beat Arab Emirates 3-0 in a series, and now they just beat Scotland. So I hope, any case, football we're talking. The Premier League is on hand. Tell us about it. What's up with it?
Okay, so I just want to start off with this figure. $100,000.
When I heard it, I thought it was Wagiti having a bingo, you know.
No.
Yeah, that's how it sounded. $100,000, box of money.
So $100,000 will be paid to the champions of the 2023-2024 GFA Premier League. And so we kick off our season this Saturday, 4 p.m. at the Alston George Park, and you will see Hurricanes, the winners of the last season, taking on newly promoted Happy Hill FC. So it's the clash of the Titans. We have 10 teams going up for this grand prize of $100,000, and I'm sure it's motivation already for the teams to do their best, put their best foot forward to get there early to the venue, to do their best, make sure that they're in training, because if I right about now, you know, if I could have gotten into shape and somehow gotten into one of the teams, I would be there.
Yeah.
That's $100,000, you know.
Yeah.
I'm running in.
Yeah. I ain't even running. I take my time and walk fast.
Yeah, so it's all roads lead to Alston George Park at 4 p.m. We will have just a very short opening ceremony, and then we go into the match. And, you know, after that, then we have to tune in to see the senior men's team play. But I can tell you it's excitement. I'm seeing the teams. They're sharing, you know, the flyers that we've been putting out. And it's excitement. So the opening of our season, again, Alston George Park, 4 p.m. this Saturday, and we really hope that the investment that we're making will give the teams that little boost of motivation to really take it seriously and raise the standard of football, because we've heard the complaints in terms of local football and so, but we really hope that they are able to step up their game. And just to let you know also, our president and his team, they have been talking to FIFA Plus to be able to bring our matches. So
live, yeah. Bring
our matches live, and if you visit FIFA Plus from anywhere in the world, you'd be able to see a Grenada Premier League match, and there will also be highlights that they will share during the week. So, you know, it's another level being added to the professionalism and something that the teams can look forward to. So, I mean, with the voice, I may not sound it, but I'm very excited for Saturday. I hope I can see you there, since you're a fan of football. And do you want to predict the score? Predict the score for Saturday. Hurricanes, the reigning champs, versus Happy Hill.
I usually go with the underdogs, right? So I'll go with Happy Hill.
Okay, all right. So do you want to predict the score, or what do you think it could be?
I think it would end up in penalties, with Happy Hill being 3 and Hurricane being 2.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, there we have it. So you're a fan of the underdogs. All right.
I always support the underdogs.
So we'll see how that goes. But so I'm excited for Saturday. I hope everyone is excited and they come out and support.
A quick question though. $100,000 prize money, that's unprecedented in Grenada. That's unheard of. Is this a sign that FIFA is pouring more money into regional football associations now that the local authorities can up their games?
Well, there has been some additional funding that has come with the FIFA Forward program, but what the GFA has been doing is to look the way of sponsorship for competitions, sponsorship to pay out the prize monies for competitions and not necessarily FIFA development funds, because for FIFA funds you have to spend your money in particular ways, and it's set out in FIFA's policy, and then at the end of every year you have to answer to FIFA and show them how that money was used. And, a lot of the money, unfortunately, is eaten up when our teams are training, or when they go to camp, or when they have to travel. It's a lot of money involved. But the way that the GFA is going is to look at sponsorship. So we are inviting the business community to, come along and give support once again to football. We are making the investment. We want it to be more exciting, more thrilling, and we are always open to partnerships.
I am very, very happy that the GFA has taken that drive. Money answereth to all things. It's biblical.
It's biblical.
Money answereth to all things.
Not necessarily happiness, but
money wouldn't give you happiness, but it can lead you to happiness.
Okay.
Your happiness might be in Hawaii. You buy a ticket and you go to Hawaii.
Fair enough.
You understand? Nonetheless, Ria, I must commend Marlon and the entire executive, the entire body of the GFA for, giving football that much needed attention and sort of catching up. The world is moving on, and sometimes it feels as though we in the so-called third world countries are left behind.
Right.
It's really not on par with the first world countries, if you want to refer to them as that, in terms of prizes and safety catchment areas for players and teams and so forth. But at least we have never heard of $100,000 being paid for football in Grenada. That in itself is a motivator, and I think it is a step in the right direction. And with the team Marlon has with him, I know and I expect and I challenge him to continue going forward. Let football get back on top where it really should be in the region, and we were forced to be reckoned with.
Right, and I'm glad you said that. So I could segue into us adding another piece to the development puzzle. We introduced our new technical director, Gifton Noel Williams. You would be happy to know that he has Grenadian roots. His father is it was Grenadian. Unfortunately, he passed. So, but we introduced Mr. Noel Williams on Monday at a press conference, and we know how important the role of a technical director is, and we were without one for, let's say, almost a year. So now we're happy to have Gifter Noel Williams. He has also played top flight football. He has played for Watford and some of the other clubs I can't remember, but Watford always jumps out to me.
So he also played on the UK circuit?
In the UK circuit, and he has also done a lot of coaching stints. So he actually came highly recommended from FIFA and CONCACAF, as not just being skilled, but in terms of the Caribbean reality and knowing what we need at this time. He came very highly recommended.
Okay.
And also his son, Dejon Noel Williams, he also played. He has played for the senior men's national team on more than one occasion.
Okay, so he's really Grenadian, man.
Yes, yeah. yes.
One quick question before we run off. Nixon Modest, what happens to him now? He's complementing the administrative staff, was he?
Yes. So he was interim head coach, and now he has reverted back to the first assistant coach.
Okay.
And the entire coaching staff has been pretty much left the same. Desmond Noel Drakes, he has come back as the goalkeeper coach, but the rest of the team pretty much remains the same, and it was designed like that because we want Mr. Connor to share his professionalism and his expertise with our local coaches so that they can grow as well.
Yeah, I think it's something, and it's a work in progress, so that his training expertise and experience could trickle down.
Trickle down.
Yeah,
yes.
lovely.
And he's also expected to work with coaches around the island and so on. And I just wanted to mention that we have two really great coaches. They're brothers. They also have Grenadian links. We have Arsenal's U13 head coach here with us, and also from Fulham. So they're brothers. They're Josh and Oliver Hinkson.
Okay.
One from Fulham and one from Arsenal, and they have been here for the last few days working with our youth national teams, the national U15 boys team, giving of their expertise and time in helping the coaching staff and also helping the team with their training. So we're very, very happy to have them. We also have Kim Fullerton, whose daughter Melania Fullerton has played for Grenada at the U17 level and also the senior women's level. So her dad Kim is here in Grenada. He is also a coach at the biggest high school in the US, Allen High, and he is in Grenada as well, giving of his coaching expertise. So it's a really warm feeling when you see people with Grenadian roots,
of course,
coming back to pour into their country for development. So we salute them.
I'll give you an advice pro bono. Keep them. Don't let them go back. Keep them. Yeah, keep them. Ria, I want to thank you for dropping by this morning, and all the best to Team GFA. All right, the entire fraternity of the Football Association, Marlon and the entire team, our team representing us out there proudly. They're getting an oil down whooping. We had to carry it up to them.
Yes,
carried
indeed.
it up to them. Yeah. And folks, don't forget this Saturday at the All St. George Park in Victoria, the launching of the Premier League for this season. Hurricanes come up against my team, Happy Hill FC.
Happy Hill FC.
Someone on Facebook, Mildred Smith, agrees with me. 3-2 in favor of Happy Hill FC.
Well, I guess another Happy Hill fan there. So,
yeah, of course.
So everyone will have to come out and see what happens. But
we are happy people. We're happy. Hurricane is from Sunset. We are ready to go Sunset yet.
Folks, I know there's a song, We Are Happy People and Gay.
No, I didn't know that other part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't stay in this session long enough to learn the whole song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm a happy person. Ria, it's always a pleasure talking to you. Ria is a de facto GBN staffer and
always
doing her excellent job as usual. Thank you for dropping by. And all the best. You will see me at each and every one of the games.
Okay,
all
that's
right?
great. I can count on you.
You can count. Fan number one. All right, folks. I have been speaking with the public relations consultant or officer from the GFA, my dear friend Ria Murray, bringing us up to date on the launch of the GFA Premier League. Football is in high gear. Very nice for Grenada. So says Veronica Sandy on Facebook. Keep it up. Great work. $100,000 in prize money. Wow. We take a commercial break. We'll be back after this. Don't you go anywhere.
Whoa, whoa. Rock the box, we say, yeah. GBN, we say, arts and culture living, yeah. Rock the box, we say. I'm telling you, rock the box, rock the box, rock the box, we say. I'm telling you, rock the box, rock the box, rock the box, we say. We'll be jamming here on a Thursday.
On Saturday, July 29, Montrouge Plainfield will be transformed into a sea of grills as food, fun, and friends collide. It's the 10th annual Maggie King of the Grill competition. The best chef and barbecue kings and queens compete for cash, a new grill, and the title of Maggie King of the Grill. Come savor the flavors. Try to bust the ice cold bar and let the kids have their way in the bouncing castles, pony rides, slides, and games. Try your hand at dominoes or the beer and leg competition and win instant cash. Come 7 p.m. you go stateside to enjoy performances from top local acts. It's a whole evening of fun at the Maggie King of the Grill. Saturday, July 29 at the Montrouge Plainfield. Gates open from 12 noon. $10 gets you on the inside. Powered by Maggie, Hot 98, and GBN Television.
GBN Television News at 7, a pulse on all things Grenadian. Look out for our new features through expanded synergies with our media partners in Barbados, St. Lucia, Jamaica, Trinidad, and beyond. Capturing the latest in news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Credible, informative. Thank you for making us number one. News at 7, live, Monday to Friday on GBN Television, Channel 7 and 11. K105.5 and 105.9, Hot 98.5 and 98.7, GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel, and www.gbn.gd. GBN, with you anywhere and everywhere.
Records at the traffic department shows that a total of 1,447 accidents were reported for the year 2012, which includes 3 road fatalities. 2,946 accidents were reported for the year 2022, which includes 8 road fatalities. This is a significant increase of 104%. This is alarming. When a family tragically loses a loved one, does it matter whether by means of a gun or a motor vehicle? To avoid accidents, drivers and pedestrians alike must exercise extreme caution when using the road.
All right, good morning and welcome back to this aspect of the conversation this morning. Hope all is well. All right, good. Nice to be with you again as usual. And let's see, there are some issues here, some topical issues that I know you want to share on. For example, the reason why a lot of folks are asking me, why isn't the Prime Minister saying why Canada debar us from visa-free entry? I know people want to talk about that. I also wanted to touch base with the MNIB issue, that my taking that, MNIB should act as a depository where farmers of crops and livestock just deposit, collect your checks and go, and MNIB deals with the marketing and sales. Okay, also we hear that the legal fraternity is mourning the loss of Justice Claire Henry, who is a renowned jurist from Antigua and Barbuda. She served Grenada and the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court. And that boulder, that huge boulder in the Woodlands area remains a concern. I am going to postpone that conversation on the MNIB suggestion to another day because I think we need more time to deal with it. So this is your opportunity when you can call in. All right, let's go to the telephone line and say good morning.
Mr. Joseph. Greetings. How are you?
I am alive and thankful.
Listen, Mr. Joseph, couple of things here, just briefly. I'll try to do it quickly. First of all, when I was a boy and I hear that kind of money like here and so on with the football, I'd say, whoa, you ain't here, bread boy? But there's something. So much money has been thrown in over the years. But our brothers and sisters, our little brothers and sons, ni peg and ni uno, they ain't even winning one. I reckon something is wrong. I think they're focusing in the wrong place to prepare these young men to achieve more when they go there, or even when we play matches here. They have to do better with the kind of money being invested in this thing, but that is beside the point, Mr. Joseph. Yesterday evening, we all heard a news item, because we're talking about our reflections on news items. Mr. Anselm Cloud, renowned legal professional in this town, spoke of the judiciary, the deficiencies of our judiciary. Cases in our country waiting 18 years for resolution. Another case, the Oscar Bartholomew one, for instance, because I remember that in December 2011, the 26th, because 7 days before that, why I will never forget that one is because 7 days before I was lifted by a group of policemen in St. George's and thrown on my back in front of the Grenada pharmacy, protesting in St. George's because the sidewalks were blocked where I had a pass. I will never forget that. But you see, man, the point is this, we have a judiciary in this here country, which is the third co-equal arm of the state of Grenada. But take a look at this. Can you show me or tell me where the home of our judiciary is in Grenada? We don't even have it. We have an executive and legislature that is the same set of people running. They're doing what they want. They're running their own government in each ministry and all kind of things like that. This is the farce of the system that we have. Where is our judiciary housed? In a foreign country run by a private company. You hear that? Our judiciary, a co-equal arm of the state of Grenada, is in a foreign country. And when we want a judge or a magistrate, we have to make application to them. Where's the political independence of this here country? You understand, Mr. Joseph? Why I continue to advocate for total revolution in the constitutional architecture of this country. We have to stop that. We need judges and our people can, during the years of the revolution, 4 years ago we did it. Why we can't do it now? Finally, Mr. Gentleman, I want to remind the so-called Prime Minister, and even Mr. James, what's his name, the president of the Bar Association, to be careful with the use of would have. They would have done, he told me yesterday even in the news, that woman, the judge that died, would have served. For Christ's sake, I know the woman had served. Tell me she had served, but don't tell me she would have served. Because she didn't, if you're telling me that. Pay attention, because you're giving spurious information to the country. The young men and women and so on will grow up with this, would have, in improper use. Correct yourselves, for Christ's sake. And finally, Mr. Joseph, why are you designing that this woman, may she rest, but why are you designing that she rest in, what you call it again? peaceful piss. Be careful with piss and peace, Mr. Joseph. But do have a nice day. No harm.
You too, Citizen Rolo. Have a good one yourself. Citizen Rolo said he knew the lady served. So why are you saying she would have? Okay. It's 13 minutes on to 8 o'clock. Good morning to you, Rochelle. Alison Thomas says, watching from Vincent's. Okay, all right. Good morning, Alison. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, I just want to get in the program, please.
Go right ahead.
Yes. Good morning, Innocent.
Hi, welcome to the program.
I just want to go back a bit on the football thing there.
Go right ahead.
I agree with Dr. Rolo, this 100,000 thing there. Because it's big, big money. I too was a former national player. What I got was a piece of Kentucky when we played in Trinidad. You get no money. But all I want to know is if the Grenadians and the association know that Alson George is alive and living right by the pavilion there, right behind Queen's Park, right behind everything there.
The person that the park... Hold on, caller. The person that the park is named after is alive?
Like Heads.
Wow, okay.
He's alive. And not only that, but we have to pay homage and give those guys the respect. Not only did he play football for Grenada, he played cricket for Grenada too. And when Alson George played for Grenada, I was in primary school and played all through and came and played national with him. That means he's been playing for a very long time. And there is no respect for ex-nationals, whether it's cricket or football or table tennis or whatever it is. And we have to get this thing right. Alson George played for only injuries. Not one penny. No time in his life. And the people playing there for $100,000, they're getting $100,000 because they won last year. They won this last season here. And he is right behind there by the chocolate factory.
What would you like to see happen?
I would like to see the right thing put in place for ex-national, ex-performers, not just in cricket or football. There are a lot of things that all the exes just fading away. And the people that are in charge knows nothing. There's no recording, there's nothing at all to show that these people played and the role they played. When you ask Alson George, what did he remember most of Grenada? He said a year in Dominica when somebody pushed a finger in his eyes and his eyes got from what he said. He had to go off the field. And next day he tell himself, well, his boy, that rest was doing good because he only playing up and up. He's playing all the time.
Okay.
He said when they picked the team the next day, the coach manager watched him so. He said, if you think you send in pavilion with that idea, choke you make it. He said he had to go out and play with that eye in that pain. That he remember the most painful Grenadian for all these years.
So you think something should be done for them retroactively?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
I endorse that.
You want to tell me that he's right there and you open a season and Alson George can't come to that park there and sit down there? He's only 70s, he's 70s.
Well, I am very certain that Mr. Marlon Glean and the rest of the team, they always listen and they will take that into consideration. I did not know he was alive, but thanks for the heads up, okay?
Okay, there's heads.
Thank you very much.
That's his nickname.
Have a good one, man.
Okay then.
Blessings, good. Yeah, that's something that's very important. Thanks for that information. All right, so the relevant authorities can deal with that as should. Lynette Hercules says, good morning, Mr. Gordon. Have a blessed day. Same to you. Now, Arthur Langain says, now as the Prime Minister is a lawyer, I do hope that things would get better at the court. Yeah, knowing the Honorable Prime Minister as I do, it takes time, eh? Now, it's important for us to be reasonable. Okay, do not expect things to happen. You hearing me? By the snap of a finger. No. Things take time. Give the time some time. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, morning. Innocent morning. Innocent, some 2 days ago, a caller was talking about the bins in Grenville, the different colors. And other caller kind of disputed what he said in terms of who put the bins there. And he made it look as though they don't know what they're doing. But it's not the I want to tell the caller that is not a representative that put those bins in Grenville. The solid waste department, I think they're going around putting the different colors bin to sort the waste all over the country, and maybe they start in Grenville first. No representative is responsible for putting those bins. If they, like one of the callers wants to suggest that they solicited through, if I hear correctly, through a business place, and we should give the representative the praise. I think to do with the solid waste department that they're going and give all the different areas around Grenada, because it's international. All these things are done internationally. Climate change, all these things come through that ministry. And I think the minister had, there was a little opening of it, and she gave some ceremony on behalf of the government or whatever the case is. So it's not no parliamentary representative that went and asked any business community. It's to do with solid waste department, and I thought of just clarifying it because, the person kind of making the caller look as though he didn't know nothing about it.
Okay.
So,
all right, thank you. Thank you, caller. Thank you very much. It's 7 minutes on to 8 o'clock. Folks, we take our final commercial break in the segment, and we'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
One day I woke up and they painted a set of pedestrian crossing all along the streets. Nobody told us how to use that thing properly.
I know how.
You're serious?
Every safe, good driver knows about these things. As a driver, you have to be very attentive. You're coming up close to a pedestrian cross, you start slowing down immediately, looking to see if there's any pedestrian on the side getting ready to cross. If there is, you stop on the line that is a certain distance before the crosswalk. Then you would see the pedestrian put their hands out, looking directly at you, indicating that they are going to cross. And only when you have come to a complete stop, that is when they will quickly and safely cross to the other side. And then you continue happily on your journey.
Stop, look, hand out, eye contact, wait for pedestrian to cross. Then you happily continue on your journey.
3 minutes away from 8 o'clock, and here's the wrap. Here's where we do the wrap for today. And listen this. It says, Innocent, tell the PM the market needs proper security. We the vendors want security from thieves and smell of smokers. The market needs cleaning. Stop paying a broke man and his sick brother free money and get people who will clean the entire market and not only the area with tiles. Transform the place. He promised us that. Thank you. That's one of our WhatsApp contributors. And another contributor says, good morning, Innocent. Just want to know if the association invited Alston George. Well, I really did not know he was alive. Thanks for that. I just believe that it will be dealt with. Good. Someone says, Gordon, the Rock is just over a business place in Woodlands. Very dangerous. There is also another one a little way off, around the corner to Claxon Bay. Okay, well, I know the authorities will be looking at that carefully. Good morning, Mr. Gordon. I am living in Budge Grove. My son passed for Westerhall Secondary School. I am asking the person that in the Office of Education to help me in a school in Grenville. It will be really hard for me. All right? So she lives in Budge Grove. Her son is assigned Westerhall Secondary School. How does she deal with that? That's a concern. Well, I think, transfers are usually available, so you got to make that that request. I think there's a procedure that you have to follow. They would look at placements and so forth, and then the availability of spaces here, there, and so forth. Quickly on the WhatsApp Facebook page, I want to take the opportunity and say good morning to my good brethren Dark Knight. How are you doing this morning? The Iceman, the official Iceman of Grenada at the moment. All right. Good morning to you, bro. Hope all is well. John Anthony Rollo is looking for attention, and please don't give him that second of fame. I don't think it's all about that. For me, I don't think. Any case, let me leave it. That's just your comment and opinion. Magdalene Andrew says, good morning. Question: why some of you all people are so disgusting and with no respect? Mr. Rollo, come on, respect yourself and others too. All right, Paula Paul. Mr. Innocent should tell him to call the show instead, cause he tired with the disrespectful lot. Okay, all right. Morning, Paula. Paul, how you do? All right. I want Mr. Rollo to go on Kem Jones' show so he can put him in his place. Oh, that's so bacchanalish. All right. The PM will be on Kem Jones this morning at. Okay, that's good news. That's good news. Yes, that's good news. Marilyn Campbell is watching. Morning, Marilyn. Last night, I happened to listen to the PM, Deacon Mitchell, and I saw a different side of our PM making jokes and getting down to earth with Junior Star on Boss FM. I think that is who we want in a PM, a person who is down to earth and is one of us. So thanks, Mr. PM. Okay, all right, okay. Love Child Kim, okay. Agnes Dowden, good morning, Innocent, good work. I pray for traveling for you today. Thanks, Agnes. I hope all is well with you. Folks, this is where we've got to pull it up for this one this morning. I thank you for participating, all those of you who participated one way or the other. Thank you for being a part of the program this morning. And if the good Lord spare your lives, we'll have another episode tomorrow. Until then, be safe, love somebody, make somebody happy today, smile. It's contagious. I love you. Bye-bye.